Hi guys, my name is Johnny and today I'm going to give you a personal update on my position with Olympus DAO, but also some new updates that Olympus DAO is rolling out that might make it a lot easier for you guys to engage in the token. So before I continue, nothing I say here is financial advice. It is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So now without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so about 18 days ago, I started this journey with Olympus DAO. And so I purchased almost about 0.98 Olympus DAO at the price of $927.35. So that's worth about $908.80 when I purchased it at the time. So since then, the price of that token has fallen about 12% to about $824.66 today. So if we do the numbers on that, we're looking at a loss of about $100.64. So that's a real bummer for me. However, with the rebase reward that gets paid out every 8 hours with a weekly ROI of about 6%, I've made about 0.31 Ohm tokens. And at today's price of $824.66, that's about $255.64, which brings my current value to 1.29 ohms at $824.66, which is about $1,063.81. So my current ROI is 155.01, which is really cool. So even if the price goes down, the rebase rewards kind of hedges that, and I think that's actually really neat. So the hope is that both the rebasing continues at a great rate. That way it will give you more opportunities for profit. Now, what I do want to include also is when I first purchased these tokens, I went through a lot of fees. And so the fees were about $191.95. So I am a bit underwater with it still, but I'm hoping that in time that the price will continue to appreciate and also the rebasing will continue to make this endeavor profitable for me. Okay, so there are 4 versions of the token I want to talk about. So one is the Ohm token, which is the token that you would go out and typically purchase at a swap or an exchange, and then you'd go to the dashboard and then you'd stake it, which again gives you S ohms, and those S ohms is what makes you eligible for the rebase rewards every 8 hours. Now, they've also created an index-weighted Ohm token, which is called the WS Ohm, which is the wrapped staked Ohm, and currently it's on the Avalanche network with significantly lower fees. Now, the cool thing about those is that if in your situation the rebasing fees or the rebasing rewards triggers a taxable event, the wrapped staked tokens won't necessarily appreciate in value while it's sitting in your wallet. It will pay you that multiplied by the index when you withdraw it. So that way you can hold it longer term and then potentially pay lower taxes in the long run. So they are going to be moving the wrapped staked Ohm to the G Ohm, which is the governance Ohm. Okay, so with all of those things aside, which ones do you get into? The real end goal here is to eventually get staked ohms or G ohms, and that's really what you want to do. And so how you get there is really up to you, and depending on your own personal tax situation, one might be better for you than the other. Now, what I do want to talk about also is that one of the things that they are trying to do is to also create a cheaper way to get staked ohms. And so they're having this thing called, so they do have this thing called OlyZaps or OlyZaps. And so it's supposed to be a one-click thing. But what I found out is that it actually costs more money to do it that way versus this other way that I have found. Okay, so let's go ahead and get more staked ohms. And so what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the site and we're going to leverage their new Zap tool and see how cost effective it is. We'll head over to their website, hit enter app, and then right here, the OlyZaps, we're going to click on that, select our token, zap and stake in one go, and let's see what the price on this is. It's about $155. We're going to go ahead and reject that. Head over to Uniswap, go into their app, and then we're going to swap directly into staked ohms from here. Swap. And then we're looking at a price of $67. So you're saving half the money doing it on Uniswap. So I actually don't recommend using all these apps. I think that you should just use Uniswap and go from Ethereum straight into. Now, if you want to go the other way, you can go from staked Ohm back to Ethereum. Now, the thing we have to be cautious about is making sure that there's actually enough liquidity in the staked Ohm pool. And so far there is. And what I've looked at is that if you're trading a handful of Ohm tokens, you should be okay. If you're trading a lot of tokens, you might want to go the other way around. But if you're doing that kind of volume, gas fees probably won't matter to you so much. And so now the question is, do you want to take your staked ohms and then convert them to governance ohms or G ohms? Now that's really up to you to decide. The way I see it, as long as you're getting the rebase rewards, completely fine.